Disclaimer: the following review, the 24th review, up until the 27th review, have all been filmed back-to-back pre-recorded on July 4th, 2024, prior to Mortal Kombat 1 Invasion's Reptile Part 3, all of which were recorded after the following reviews were recorded. These videos, however, were not ready to be edited. Therefore, the Mortal Kombat 1 Invasion series videos were uploaded first due to them being a lot easier to work with. However, the videos have finally been prepped and ready to go. So, without further ado, enjoy the video.
Yo, what's going on, you guys? It's Meta Knight and N4 here, back with another video today. And finally, as you can see, the backdrop is up, the floorboard is present. Well, not floorboard, but the base is present, which finally means it's time for another review. And my god, you guys, I cannot express enough that ever since I made my last video, like ages ago, I think the last video I ever did was in the Smile Room Part 2. Ever since then, you will not believe the amount of struggling that I've been trying to get past and try to make it work out so I can actually make another review. But unfortunately, it took a lot longer than that. Plus, school happened and then a bunch of other things happened, so wasn't able to make a review until now. So finally, I will not only be recording this review, but I'm actually going to be recording a bunch of reviews back to back to back. So all these upcoming reviews, if you notice why the lighting looks the same and stuff like that, that's because I literally recorded these back to back. So that would be the reason for that. I'm just getting that out of the way now, just in case you guys ask questions later. So, what are we going to be reviewing in today's episode? So today, I can't even talk, I'm flubbing so much because I have not made a video so long and I am so happy to be doing it. But this is review number 24. So, what are we going to be taking a look at today? Well, as you guys remember from my last review I did, which was on the Power Rangers SPD Delta Squad Megazord, you'll notice, if you watched that video, I announced what the next review is going to be. But if you guys didn't see that video and are just tuning in now, well, let me go ahead and show you. So in this video, we're going to be taking a look at this. That's right. We're going to be looking at the Transformers Voyager class Legacy Autobot Blaster and Eject. So I've been trying to acquire a Blaster figure for who knows how long, and at first I was going to buy the Kingdom version of Blaster, but then after they re-released him for the Legacy line, I decided to get this one because it's literally the same thing, it's just in a different box, and plus it cost me a little bit cheaper to get this one than to spend over a bunch of dollars to try to get it on a Big Bad Toy Store or something like that, because they were all sold out at the time. So as usual, we'll take a quick look at the box. So right there we have a awesome retro image of Blaster in his boombox mode. We have Transformers Legacy right there. We have the Transformers logo in a nice new form. You have the Transformers Generation logo. Also, FYI, if you guys are wondering why my box is all beat up, it's because I had this thing, all of these figures that I'm going to review for quite a while already, and I wanted to review them right as I got them, but things didn't happen that way, so that's the explanation. So that's why my box looks like crap. But we have the Takara Tomy logo right there, Autobot Blaster and Eject on the side. We have Voyager class, Clase Viajero, Voyager Clase, or wait, no, Clase Viajero down there, and Clase Voyager right there. We have a really sick looking artwork of Blaster right there on the side, and we have a nice look at his head right there. On this side we have the Legacy artwork with many figures that are going to be released in this first wave. So here we have Cybertron, right here we have Hound, I believe, from Transformers Prime, I think that's what this figure was from. We have Blaster right there, we have definitely Transformers Prime RC. We have Rodimus on the top, or a Hot Rod, I actually think it's Rodimus because of the sword. And then we have Prime on the top, and then we have a picture of Earth right there. On the top of the box we have Transformers Legacy again. On the bottom, words and things that nobody cares about. On the back of the box we have your obligatory product shots, does this, that, the other, 20 steps, and we have I believe we have a scanning thing right here. We have a QR code which you guys can scan, and I believe we have a one of those things where you have one of those transcleared red pieces like what we saw in my Transformers Earthrise Optimus Prime video. I think that would work on that as well. I don't think there's anything else inside the box, so that's basically it for the box. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and let's bust out Blaster and let's get him out here and let us see how cool he actually is. So, here we go. So, without further ado or further delays, because you guys have had enough delays already, here we have Blaster in his boombox mode, and I have to say that right off the bat, I dig this figure. Not only because the fact I've wanted a Blaster figure for so long and I'm happy to have a good Blaster figure, but the fact that this is so G1 vibey and I am digging it. This just spells G1 in every way, but has like a modern take on it, you know? It's like, you know this is from G1, but it's just like it fits with the modern time, and I am happy with that. So, we're going to go ahead and take a close look at Blaster. So we have the Autobot logo on his signature yellow cassette deck. We have the cassette buttons right here. We have the molded boombox knobs and things right there. It's all molded in glossy black plastic. We have some tech details surrounded in the front. We have these big R speakers on the front right here. We have some more details on the bottom of the boombox with this nice shiny gray plastic. Got the handle. I apologize, guys. We have the handle, which is also a gray plastic, which is also a black plastic, but it also has this weird kind of greenish plastic. Never wonder why they didn't just stick with the black plastic. They just went with this more greenish plastic. I never understood that. It's kind of weird. We got these on the most details on the side, which you can kind of figure out how this is going to transform later. On the back, kind of see what's going on there. Not much more to say. So there we have that. And if you guys are wondering, boombox mode is actually pretty much the size of like my overall hand. So it's quite a decent size. But at the same time, it's like I can't help but wonder if this could have been bigger, because as you know, Transformers has been descaling stuff, so making things smaller and charging stuff for a much more heftier price, which I've emphasized how I felt about that. But overall, not a bad size. I would have liked it if this was bigger, but not bad. And also, in case you guys are wondering, yes, at one point before this figure was released, and I accidentally kicked my camera. Damn it! There we go. Okay. So before this figure came out, I was actually hunting down the Titans Returns Blaster, which was way bigger than this one. It was way bigger in robot mode, and he was a headmaster in that toy, and he was able to transform into a base mode as well, like my Power Master Optimus Prime, which I did a review on years ago. But ever since this figure came out, it was a more traditional blaster. I'm like, you know what? It cost a little less, and plus it's a more G1 blaster. And I do like the Titans Returns, and I still want to get it at some point. But if I wanted to choose which one I would get first, definitely this one, and I do not regret it. And looks nice. And the fact that this thing has doesn't have much paint, it's all just like colored in plastic, but it works in this case. I think like the only type of like tampergraph that's on this would be on the Autobot symbol. Other than that, I think all of this is just different plastic, just like assembled together, I believe. I think there's not much paint, but honestly, I don't think this guy really needs a lot of paint. Maybe like a black wash to like expose like some of the screws that are molded in. That maybe be kind of nice. But other than that, I think this is a case where he doesn't really need a lot of paint, because the different colored plastics definitely work for this guy. So I think that's pretty cool. Right. So without further ado, let's go ahead and bust out some comparisons, just so you guys see, just so you guys can see. Jesus Christ, I cannot speak. How big this guy is. So for comparison, because he's basically as small as a deluxe class figure, we'll start with deluxes first. So here we have Protoform Optimus Prime, aka Cybertron Optimus Prime from the Last Night 2-packs that I did a review on years ago. So we can see how big he is. So if you ignore the flame, they're basically the same size. If you guys can see right there. So let me just put it right there. Basically the same length. As for width, then obviously Protoform Optimus Prime is obviously chunkier compared to Blaster in his boombox mode. As you see right there. Let me zoom out the camera. Pretty much a little wider than Blaster here in his boombox mode. There you have that. And just for funsies, just because I feel like it, and besides, why the hell not? For length comparison, we'll just bring out my Transformers 4-pack Bot Shot Optimus Prime, just so you guys can get an idea of how longer it is compared to a much more smaller figure. So as you can see, basically the same length. And if we were to remove the trailer, then you guys can probably figure that out. So yeah, there you guys have that. So let's go ahead and we'll remove the comparisons in a fun way, shall we? So let me just do this real quick. What? There we go. Let's do this real quick. This is just for my own enjoyment, plus it may shake up the review a little bit. So, alright, Bot Chat Prime, we'll call you in a little later. So, see you in a bit. Okay, cool. So now that that's done, we'll go ahead and we'll start off with the accessories now. So, Blaster only comes with 2 accessories. So, we'll go ahead and let's take a look at those, shall we? So the first accessory is his rifle, which, as you can see, it has storage on the back. So what you would do, as you can see, there is a little notch on the handle right there, and there is a slot, or not a slot, there is a tab that pokes out on the back right here. So simply you just take the notch and you line it up, and then you just plug it in right here. And as you saw, it stores up very well. It has a very good grip on Blaster, so it's not going to fall off, as you can see. So very good system right there, and it's not too obnoxious either because it's in the back, so that's nice. And then the other accessory, and the only other accessory that Blaster has, is Eject, who is inside of the cassette right now. So Blaster, or should I say Eject, well, eject. So we'll just go ahead and open them up, and we'll take Eject out. Now, one thing I do not understand is why Eject is made out of clear plastic. If you guys have seen Transformers the movie when Blaster first appeared, then you'll know that Eject is a robot that's mainly like navy blue, black, silver, and orange. But for some reason they decided to make him out of clear plastic, which it's not the worst. But as you guys know, or for those of you guys who don't know actually, clear plastic and Transformers do not like each other, and clear plastic has happened to have a history of extremely terrible QC issues, quality control issues, and you guys know my history with QC. I barely have any figures that have QC, except for Retardimus Prime for my Last Night 2-pack series, but we don't talk about that. But ignoring the clear plasticness, it's an interesting look for Eject. Made of clear blue plastic. Not sure why they chose clear blue. They could have chose clear, like, dark navy blue, and maybe that would have been more accurate, but I'm not sure. And the fact that because he's clear blue, it's so hard to see on camera, but he has a ton of molded detail actually on him. I'm not sure how much of that you can make. Oh, right there. That's like that's like as perfect as you can get on seeing the molded detail on camera. That's like as perfect as you can get actually, so that's like the best angle right there for all that molded detail that you won't be able to see because he's made out of clear plastic. I will say this though, that he does shine quite brightly when he's exposed to light, so I will give him that. That is interesting. But yeah, that's pretty much it for accessories, so we'll go ahead and we'll remove the Blaster because we'll need that in a sec. And without further ado, let's go ahead and get this guy transformed into robot mode, shall we? Let's. So we're going to take Eject and we're going to transform him first, because the cassettes always transform first. So what we're going to do is, he is mainly a ball jointed figure, so it's going to be super easy to transform. And let me show you. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and pull down on his leg, fold it down on this joint, and then twist it forward. There we got a foot, all done. Second verse, same as the first. Pull down on his leg, fold it out, twist, bend downward, and there we have his lower body. Now we're going to take the arms, we're going to grab this, we're going to fold this out all the way, fold it downwards on this joint, then we're going to twist it like this to expose his fist. You can't really see that actually, I have to do it like this. Alright, let me see. Alright, camera, focus. There we go. So you can see right there is the fist. That's like the best angle you can get. So there you go. Second verse, same as the first. Bend out, twist, fold downwards, and there you have his fist. Now lastly, what we need is his head. So we go ahead and we shove our finger back here, pull it out. There we go, and I didn't have to take off my gloves for that. Rotate his head, and there we have Eject in his robot mode. And I will give him this. Now, although they did change the majority of how he looks, I am glad that his head looks pretty spot on. His head is actually pretty accurate. So we'll go ahead and we'll take a closer look at Eject. His head is pretty spot on, as I mentioned, and it is pretty nice. It is nicely painted. I do like the silver and the very, very nice shade of blue that he got in the eyes. I just would have liked it if he was not made out of clear plastic. Just solely, not that it's a bad look, because it actually is interesting. It just says I don't want my figure to break, and I've been lucky, mine hasn't broken yet. and he is pretty flexible articulation wise, but we'll get to the articulation once we get to Blaster. So we'll go ahead and save him for later, and we'll wait for your teammate to transform eject. So you go ahead, you just stand back here, yeah? Okay, cool. So you just go ahead, you stand back there. And now we shall move on to the main event, Blaster. So what we're going to do first is we're going to split the handle in half, and we're going to fold it backwards like this. Once we have that done, we're going to turn Blaster around, and as you can see, there are these two holes right there that are hexagonal shaped that will fit into these plugs right here. So we go ahead and we fold them, we line them up until they line up and plug into place like that. Next up, fold it, plug it in, there we go. Now the handle is all nice and clamped. Now, next step we're going to do is we're going to take this section right here and we're going to fold it up like that. Oops, I accidentally open the cassette there. So we're going to unclip this tab, and that's ready to go. Next step we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and we're going to grab this section right here. We're going to pull it forward like that. Do it on both sides. And then just like Blaster's G1 transformation, we're going to take both sides and we're going to fold them down like that. And as you can see, Blaster's trying to do us a favor and already transform himself, but that's our job. So next up, what we're going to do is we're going to take the leg, fold it all the way down, twist it like that, the whole 360. Second for the first, fold down, twist all the way around. Then what we're going to do next is we're going to raise the camera here because Blaster is getting tall, as he should because he's pretty tall. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to fold these out. And then we're going to take Blaster's entire waist assembly and we're going to twist it 360. Next up, what we're going to do is we're going to take the back, we're going to fold down this tab right here, close it up, and that will be a gap filler. Second, we're with the first, fold down this section, close it up, and we're good to go. Next up, to expose Blaster's faux speakers, because as you know, they were on this side, but we need them on the front because Blaster has speakers on the front. Simply put your finger right here, push it down, spin it around, and there we go. Now we have speakers on the front. Push it in, like so, except this side is a bit difficult, but there we go. Now we got speakers. Next up, what we're going to do is we're going to take his ankle tilted, what will be his ankle tilted. We're going to fold it outwards, like so. Pull out the feet, and there we go. Second recipe with the first, pull out his ankle tilted, fold out his feet, close the baguette. Now we got Blaster's lower body done. Next step is his arms. So what we're going to do is we're going to take his arm, fold it out until it tabs into place, fold up his fist, and then we're going to twist his arm until it's properly orientated. And there we go. Second verse, same as the first. Fold out his arm, fold out the fist until it tabs into place, fold down his arm, and there we go. Now all that is missing is his head. Oh, one thing I forgot to mention, make sure you fold in the arm until it tabs into place. You kind of saw that? Let me do it again. So as you can see, there is a tab right there that will tab into a notch that's inside. So you'll hear a click. Watch this. There you go. So do that until it does that. And as you can see, Blaster has a different fist, and I'll talk about that when we get to the articulation. Now the final step to do is we're going to take this section right here, fold it back, grab Blaster's head, fold it up, there, close it, and there we go. There we have the Autobot Boombox Master, Blaster, in his robot mode. And my god, his robot mode was the selling point for me. Just like how his boombox mode looks excellent, a perfectly modern G1 rendition of his boombox mode, the robot mode was what sold it for me. And I'm all like, okay, I need to buy this right now. So we'll go ahead and we'll give Blaster his gun here. There we go. And there you have that. You can have him blasting the Decepticons, and you can have him rivaling against Soundwave, who I do not have a figure of yet. A G1 Soundwave. I do have a Soundwave from Fall of Cybertron, but I don't have a proper G1-esque Soundwave, and I will intend on hunting one down still. I'm mostly probably going to hunt down the Netflix Walmart exclusive Soundwave, because that's probably the most G1 one you can get. Although I have heard rumors that apparently they're going to re-release that exact Soundwave in a new box as part of the Legacy Evolution line, and I'm probably going to look into details for that later. But now, let us move on to the articulation. So, Eject, you are first. So, articulation wise, his head can rotate a full 360 due to transformation. His arms can also move a full 360, believe it or not. His arms can extend fully outward due to transformation. He has a wrist swivel that goes full 360 due to transformation. His legs can move forward, can move back. His leg can bend due to transformation to above normal 90 degrees of bend movement. You can even oh, it's because like I thought when I first bought this figure, I remember his leg could bend slightly upwards. It has been a while since I messed with eject, since I normally kept them in because I don't want to break them. And he could also do the splits due to transformation. Oh shoot. Thank God we didn't have an Earthrise situation. Play back that clip. One of my favorite accessories that it comes with is a tiny little accessory. They didn't have to do this, but they did. So what you can do is you can put your finger right here onto his chest, open it up, and as you could see, they even had the time to include a tiny matrix of leadership inside of Optimus's chest. And as you know, I'm always down to have a matrix in my Optimuses, so you can actually remove this tiny matrix right there. And whoops, accidentally dropped the PTO drone. So before that was an epic fail. Okay, all right, that was a small inconvenience. Don't worry about it. Everything's fine. I didn't break anything. Thank God that didn't happen twice. But yeah, so you can also do the splits as well. And overall, thanks to his ball joints, he has actually pretty above average articulation, which is pretty nice. Next up, we'll take a look at Blaster's articulation. So, first off, what's the deal with his finger? Simply put, it's so he can eject his other bots. So he just puts his finger on the deck, presses it. His fist was blocking it, so that's why it didn't open, but he can actually, in fact, eject his other bots. He just moves his fist, like that. Press it. There you go. So they molded it kind of like Soundwave, how specifically both Siege and Earthrise Soundwave, or technically the Netflix Soundwave as I previously mentioned, where they molded his finger so he can actually open his tape deck, which is nice. Now, articulation wise, his fists, due to transformation, can move outwards, but I'm not sure how you can really use that. He technically can bend his arm one more click in. If that serves any purpose, you could, it's there. You can use that. His arms do move the full 360, as you guys can see. His arms move out due to transformation. His arms do bend at 90 degrees of elbow bend right there. I can even tilt the gun to prove it. Actually, it's slightly above 90 degrees, but overall, it's basically 90 degrees, so we'll just consider that. His head can rotate a full 360 due to transformation. He can slightly look up. He can look down a little bit because of his head being on a ball joint. His legs can move forward that far. They can move back really far because of the butt flap. They can move out to accommodate articulation. However, this tab, it will interfere with articulation, as you guys can see. So he won't be able to move his leg any further. But he does move it pretty far. And his leg can bend at 90 degrees of articulation, so pretty far. He moves his leg pretty far. His leg can bend up forward that much. Due to, as I mentioned before, transformation, he does have ankle tilt, so if you want to use that for anything, any dynamic poses, maybe if he's like fighting Soundwave and he wants to blast some Decepticreeps, he can definitely do that. So, that's cool as well. Due to transformation, he does have a waist swivel as well, which is nice. It's always nice to have waist swivel. And also his thighs, they can swivel as well. And even the legs, just a bit. They can move out that far due to transformation. But it's nice. And there you go. That's just wrapping up his articulation. So real quick, let me go ahead and get eject transformed back into his tape mode. And then we're going to put him back inside of Blaster for the rest of the review. Just so he's not standing around, also so he doesn't fall down. And like I said, so we don't have an Earthwise situation as you saw in the clip. As you can see, super simple to transform. Very easy. Alright, Blaster. Return, eject. There you go. Perfect. So there we have that. Now, without further ado, let's get down to the comparisons. Botched Optimus Prime, I can see you photobombing. Don't do that. Right. Now, for comparison. Right, so to get started with our comparisons, we'll go in and we'll start out with the midgets of this video. So far, we'll only bring out one, which is, once again, my Botched Optimus Prime. So just to see how he scales with Blaster. Just for fun. Not for any particular reason, I just felt like why the hell not. Plus I rarely show out my bot shots anyway, and like I said I have 4 of them. So for that reason I figured why the hell, I might as well just show them. So there we have that. Let's compare him with his comrade. So here we have Titans Returns Hot Rod. And in case you're wondering, yes, I am also hunting down the Kingdom Rodimus Prime as well. For obvious reasons, because I need a Rodimus. I already have Hot Shot. I need a Hot Shot. I already have a Hot Rod, Hot Shot from the Unicron trilogy. I already have a Hot Rod. Now I just need him as a Prime. I need Rodimus as well, which I'm going to hunt down as well. And probably Rodimus, Unicronus, and then Nemesis Prime. But that's another story. But they look good together. Very good. Old Deluxe size. Blaster is slightly above what Old Deluxes used to be before they got even smaller. Speaking of which, we'll compare him with, I guess, a more recent Deluxe class figure. So the only one I got. So here we have Gigawatt from the Transformers Back to the Future crossover. Review number 21, I believe. Wait, no, I think he's review number 20. And then 21 was Ultra Magnus, I think. Now that I think about it. Oh, Blaster, don't you dare fall on me, buddy. So, he's more of a idea how small Deluxe class figures have gotten. As you can clearly see there. Still look good together, though. Nevertheless. Go ahead and bust out a leader. We're gonna bust out at 1 leader for this video. And I know just who to bring in. So here we have Kingdom Leader Class Ultra Magnus. His wave mate, technically. Because technically came out in the same series, but it was just reissued. So that's what he looks like with Magnus! Sorry, couldn't help it. Again, I watched too much MGO, I'm sorry guys. So that's how he looks with Ultra Magnus, and again, they look good together. Movie figure, technically, with movie figure. Technically. Because they both first appeared in the Transformers movie from 1986, which I love that movie. And they look good together. They look very good together. Yep. Next up, we'll go ahead and compare him with a old Voyager class figure. So here we have Combiner Wars Silverbolt, who I still need to do a review of. Only problem is I'd rather review him once I have the other aerial bots, but I don't have them yet. That's literally the one reason why I've been so hesitant to review Silverbolt. It's because I don't have the other aerial bots, so I can actually combine them into Superion. Other than that, I would have reviewed them by now, if I've already had the other aerial bots. But as it is right now, all I have is Silverbolt. But they still look good together. Blaster is actually almost the same size as Silverbolt, now that I think about it. So there you have that. And last comparison of the day, just for funsies. Here we have my previous review, the Power Rangers SPD Delta Squad Megazord, aka the wait, I just realized I made a mistake. Hold on. There we go. I'm not gonna make the same mistake I made on my YouTube short. But here we have Blaster right next to the Delta Squad Megazord, the last review. And yeah, I think it speaks for itself, the difference between these two. Sorry, couldn't help it. Couldn't help it, just had to do it. But yeah, way different scales there. The Delta Squad Megazord like towers over Blaster, as you guys can see. So there you have that. And yeah, that's pretty much it, all there is to say. So overall, what do I think of Blaster? I think he's a really good figure. He has pretty good articulation. He is decently scaled, also ignore the little outpost as I move the Delta Squad Megazord out of the frame. But yeah, so he's a good figure, comes with pretty good accessories. I would have liked it if he had come with 2 cassette bots, not just 1. So I would have liked it if he also came with I forget what the line is called. Silverfang, I think? Or am I going crazy here? I think the yellow Cassettebot Blaster has this called Silver Fang, I think. Or maybe I'm thinking of Silverbolt from Beast Wars. Maybe. But I wish he came with 2 Cassettebots. But the fact that we got one of the Cassettebots at all, I'm okay with that. I just wish he came with more than one. His blaster is nicely molded. And his detail overall, this is a case where he needs very little paint because he's already got a lot of color on him, and I like that. And also his face as well is nicely painted. He has a gunmetal gray face, silver on his head, and nice blue eyes. I was going to mention that, but very nice. This is one of the few figures that needs very little paint because, like, the colors in different colored plastic, it already makes him stand out quite a bit, and that's pretty nice. The transformation is pretty smooth. There's like little to no complications with the transformation. Nowhere near as complex as review number 19, which was my Springer, my War for Cybertron Siege Springer, who was had a lot more complex transformation than this guy does. But it's Blaster. He never really had that much of a complex transformation anyway, and I like that. It's not too complex, but it suits the character. His articulation, the way he moves, is pretty smooth as well. And I haven't moved him. He's been stuck in cassette mode for ages now, and he still moves just as nicely as when I first opened him from the box. And it's very nice. And overall, I do like the nod to his design being obviously a throwback to G1, while at the same time giving a modern look to Blaster. Nowhere near as drastic as not Power of the Primes. Titan's Returns Blaster, it still is a very nice figure, and I still want it. But this is like a case of where that one was going for a more, I guess, IDW kind of inspired look, while this one's going for a more G1 look, and I appreciate that. So overall, I recommend, if you guys want a Blaster, pick this one up. This is not a bad choice. If you guys, unless you guys are hunting for G1 Blaster, which, holy crap, that's insane. But yeah, if you guys want what the hell is my Doberman doing? No idea, but hopefully she doesn't make noise. But yeah, you guys want a Blaster? Pick this one up, because this one is actually a rather nice choice. So, there you guys have that. So, my next review, as I mentioned, I will be recording these reviews back to back. My next review will be the Transformers Legacy Evolution Leo Prime, otherwise known as Lio Convoy from Transformers Beast Wars 2 in Japan. And that's going to be pretty much it. So, that is my thoughts and my overall opinion and my review on the Transformers Legacy Blaster and Eject figure. So, there you guys have that. So, as usual, links in the description down below for my DeviantArt and the Galaxy Defender Discord server. So, if you're interested in checking out either, the links will be in the description down below. And also, if you guys liked the video, please be sure to smash the like button. And if you guys are new to the channel, please be sure to hit the subscribe button and hit the notification bell so you get notifications for every single one of my videos. And please be sure to join the Galaxy Defenders. Also, do you guys have any recommendations for other Transformers figures or just anything I can review in general? Because as you know, Transformers is not the only thing I review. I also review Power Rangers related stuff, as you saw from my Delta Squad Vegas review. I review Yu-Gi-Oh cards, which you saw from my Hero Strike review. I review figures, like my very first review when I reviewed some Batman figures. I review Pokemon stuff, like you saw in my second review with my with my Pokemon Advance Kanto Pokédex. So any other recommendations for any reviews you guys want me to review, let me know in the comments down below. I'd very much be interested into what you guys have in mind. And that's pretty much it. So there you have the Transformers Legacy Autobot Blaster and Eject. And this is MKN4, aka Meta Knight N4, signing out. Peace out, Galaxy Defenders, and remember, you never know unless you find out. And I'll see you guys in review number 26. Or review number 26. Review number 25, because this is review number 24. So I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out, you guys. Black out.